What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, I'm not here to do what I needed to do right now, but y'all can see me today. I don't have on any makeup or anything. My eyebrows are not done,
Yay.
but it's okay. I have on my pajamas and I'm alive. So this is where we are in life. Um, we have lots to discuss today.
Yes, we do.
Lots and lots and lots and lots. Um, First off, I did not do a shine. I didn't do the slides. I thought I was gonna get up and do the slides. I overslept. But I did do our description and I got our hashtags done. So that's
And
where
make sure you put the alleged button.
the ledge is in the description. I'll put the
Put the
banner up
ticker on the
shortly.
screen. Yeah.
But it is. It's in the description. Welcome you guys to another episode of the Size Up. I'm your girl Vicskeyas Faith, and here we got Wendy with us.
Like a boss.
Like a boss.
Like
Yeah,
a
I
boss.
was trying to find a t-shirt or something I could put on. It didn't work out. I just kept the pajama t-shirt that I had on. My pajamas don't even match. I have on red bottoms and a pink top. It's just I'm just here, y'all. I'm just here. I'm trying to get past this. Listen, I need everybody to touch and agree that somebody gonna schedule me for some type of surgery. I'm hoping this week. I need that to happen and come to fruition. Cause I got to get rid of these things. Um um so we have a lot to kind of go over today and discuss. I am going to kick it off with reality. Right now, BravoCon is taking place. We said last year that we were going this year. That's okay. Maybe next year we'll go. It's
Next year.
my
Next
birthday
year.
month. So maybe
Next
I can
year.
work that around homecoming next year because I'm going to homecoming next year because I've been robbed of that as well. Um,
Because I'm like, I'm at the point now, I just want to go places. I
well,
want to
I
go
want to go
places.
places, but I think BravoCon would be good for us because of what we do. We
Mm-hmm.
can get some firsthand accounts of what's taking place and what's going on. So we've been looking at clips and everything. Um, and there have been some interesting clips that has taken place. Uh, interesting clips that has taken place. One, we saw Garcelle. We saw the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. They have all the housewives do their little spots or whatever on the stage where people are able to ask questions. Uh, Andy hosts something with them on stage, asking questions, that sort of thing. Well, one thing that has come about was when Lisa Rinna was walking on stage, everybody was booing her. Didn't
Mm-hmm.
you just see somebody apologize for not standing up for Garcelle during their reunion?
It's Sutton.
Okay.
Sutton and Garcelle are friends.
Right. And it's important on these shows to have I said this last week when we were discussing the reunion, and I hadn't watched the reunion still. I didn't even look at that clip you told me to look at. Because they're doing the reunion. What part are they on? Was it the first part?
Next week will be part 2.
Okay, so they just did the first part, and everybody is on Garcelle over the stuff, but Garcelle is supposed to stick up for her child, and I don't
Yeah,
understand why that's a problem.
because
Um,
it's always a problem when it comes to black women.
yeah, it
You
is,
know
it
this.
is, it is. But I'm gonna say this, and I mean it wholeheartedly. I'm tired of us trying to be accepted. What's wrong?
Ooh,
What?
the movie with Idris Elba Beast
Mm-hmm.
is on Peacock.
Yeah, it's been on there for a minute.
I didn't know that. Go
I
ahead.
hadn't heard great reviews about it, so I didn't even try. I didn't attempt to even. I wasn't finna try to do that. Maybe one day while I'm laid up, I can do it. I just ain't gonna be able to do it right now. It's too much to watch. That's interesting, if that makes sense. Um, but I think it's important for us to not want to be included in certain spaces. You know, I would not have been, and I know that's where Garcelle lives. That's her stomping grounds. And she's been a model and an actress for many, many years in the game, doing her thing. And, hey,
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that this. I don't know how many more years I think Garcelle's gonna put up with this crap. I wouldn't put up for with it for much longer. That's just me personally. There has to be some other type of space that you can be in where you don't have to deal with this type of, because this is. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say racist, but I do mean to say, because that's what it is. I'm gonna call a spade a
Mm-hmm.
spade. Y'all being slick racist towards this lady. She ain't did nothing to y'all.
And it gets on my nerves every time she would ask a question. Lisa, why are you so aggressive? But then you see a clip with her say, I can get as aggressive as I want to.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
like,
Lisa is
yeah.
super aggressive when she's addressing people all the time. And that's the point I'm making. The problem with that is it's a problem when we do it, but it's okay when y'all do it. And that's not cool. That's not cool at all. So there's some other little clips. Sheree was talking about finally releasing She by Sheree.
Ugh.
Uh
Nobody's gonna buy no over $200
somebody
sweatshirt.
buying it. It's not, oh well, the suit, the sets are 200 and something dollars, but like I'm not buying no wrinkled t-shirt for 142. I'm not doing that. If I had the money to buy a $209, because the joggers are cute. I'm gonna give her that. They cute. I'm just not finna spend I'm not in a position right now to spend 200 or some dollars on the jogger. Now, if I had the money and the means, I definitely would spend it because there's some cute joggers. But also, let me back up, because those are also the same joggers that you can find on the Sheen. Uh,
She in, honey. She
the
in.
Shein, they call it Sheen. I don't know what to call it. Uh, you can find it on there, and if I can find it on there and get it for $30, I'm gonna spend money on the $30 set, not on the $200 set. Now, if it was something that was different and that was differently designed, then I wouldn't mind. I get a little bonus or something. Let me treat myself to some She by Sheree. But I'm not. Now she got some coffee mugs and some notebooks and stuff that are in my price range. So I would probably buy like a Who Gonna Check Me Boo coffee mug or something like that. I would spend the money on that. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but the $200 and the 142 for a wrinkled t-shirt, I ain't doing it. We're not doing it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But she made reference to a face that Candy was supposedly making. Candy was like, I was making faces. I'm over here just listening, minding my business. And she's, it just looked like, it was really awkward. It didn't make sense to me. I don't know. I feel like next season there could very well be some type of. I think the Drew and Sheree beef is going to carry on into this upcoming season. I'm interested in seeing, because we do have a new housewife coming to Real Housewives of Atlanta, who owns a natural hair care line. I want to see how that's going to go over with Kenya, because Kenya Moore Hair Care uh,
Oh.
is in effect and
Mm-hmm.
what have you. So I don't know if she's going to look at her as competition or not. We'll see. And then I heard that Moneta is going to be. I don't know if she's going to officially get a peach or if they're going to have her in more roles as a friend, but they are inviting her to the table. And the only way I think that Moneta fits into the picture, because she's pretty much the voice of reason. She don't really get caught up in the mess with the girls. Is if Neo done agreed to record with her. That's the only thing I could think of. Kid drop off something, because he going through his own little divorce with the girl he left her for. So I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna go, but I'm interested in the BravoCon thing. Actually, was going off on Vicky, and I still didn't get to watch that. We're probably gonna talk about a little bit about BravoCon tomorrow, because that'll give me time tonight to sit up and watch all these clips, so I can get some context for it. But I'm happy to those who were able to make BravoCon. The
Because they sold out quick.
Oh yeah. The ladies look gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, my
Um,
hand is itching. I got
uh,
bit by a mosquito on
oh,
my hand,
oh,
and it hurts so bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, I'm sure it does. Um, so yeah, and although Candace and Portia apparently got into a brawl or something on the Real Housewives girls trip,
Mm-hmm.
um, they seem to be the best of buddies right now, because they've been doing some lives together. Portia discussed on a live that she did with Candace about why she didn't get a formal invite to her wedding, but I think there still may be hope that she can get an invite. I think she said because of people that were going to be there, like Monique and Giselle, who clearly Candace still hasn't gotten over getting beat up by Monique. And then Giselle and Candace are currently in a beef now. That ain't going nowhere. So with that being said, though I know Giselle and I know Monique are more than likely going to be at Portia's wedding. And Portia's having like 2 or 3 weddings. She having one over in Nigeria. Is that where that man's from? Nigeria? She's having
I
one
think so.
in,
Yeah.
in Nigeria, and then she's having one stateside in Atlanta. So as she prepares, of course, word on the curb is that they were talking to Portia about coming back to the Housewives, and I don't know what happened to where I don't know if negotiations broke down. I'm not sure. They may be giving. I'm sure they're going to give her a wedding special. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what happened?
But
Okay. Can you see me?
I can see you. Okay, yeah, you good.
Okay. So that relationship didn't end on bad terms.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people think that Portia took a sit a seat because she didn't want to have to deal with the ladies on the show, which the only person that I would have known that she might have had, because I think her and Candy are still cool. Um, they've been out together. Actually, they've shown. I think Drew, it would have been smart for you to bring Portia in, but maybe she tried, maybe she thought to bring Portia in, and maybe Portia was like, I ain't gonna be on camera if I ain't getting paid, that sort of thing, which is smart on Portia's part because
Mm-hmm.
she's a housewife. So, um, we'll see how that situation pans out. Cynthia was at BravoCon. I saw that because I saw Cynthia and Candace speaking. Candace tried to get Portia to come, so I don't know if Portia was there or not. Jen Shaw was disinvited because she has
Wow.
pled guilty
Guilty.
to the charges against her. So she was disinvited from BravoCon, but she still showed up and was at all the parties, et cetera, that sort of thing. So there you have it. Like I said, I'll look at some more clips and try to get into some more things for tomorrow's show is on. Real Housewives of Potomac. Cannot wait to get to tonight because Mia did rightfully so cuss old Giselle out good old fashionedly. She does have a beef with her best friend that she brought on the show and introduced now. So we have to see how that unfolds or when that will unfold. And we don't know when anything else is going to unfold. We have to see how that's gonna come about. Um, let's see, where else am I? Married to Medicine. The trailer dropped out for the
I
reunion. Did you
saw.
see it?
I saw.
So
It's gonna be some
let's talk
good.
about this though, real
And you know
quick.
what? And I'm kind of glad that Eugene said what he said to Quad. Asked her, "What is your problem with us?" And she said, "I ain't got a problem with you, y'all. Then you need to keep our name out your mouth."
I like that, but this is what I'm about to say. What is wrong with Contessa? That's what I need to know. Did you
I
see the?
don't. I don't think she's gonna be invited back. I think that's gonna be her last season because you
Why would
coming
you
out
go in the trailer to jump on?
heavily.
Why would you do that? Um, I get where Contessa's coming from. Heavenly apologize, and this is the thing. This is why I don't. If I'm gonna talk to my friend, I need my friend to understand this is a conversation between me and you, my friend. Now there were some things that did come out on the show that Contessa chose to share on the show when she and
Mm-hmm.
Scott were having their problems. Um, I don't. It's really crazy. It's super crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was out of order for her to jump on that, go on that trailer to confront her or approach heavily in that matter. I have to watch
Right.
the whole thing, but from the clips, I don't think Contessa's in the right in this situation. Uh,
Right.
they had a little disagreement on the stage at the BravoCon 2. It was a clip that was shown where Heaven they asked about the ambush situation when when she was invited to the house, and she was saying you sent me a text message after the ambush. She said I didn't text you first. She said she didn't say that you text. She didn't say that you text me first. I text you first. She didn't say you text me first. She said you send me a text message. That's what it said, saying how much you love me and call me your sister. Stop. Did you send her a text message or not? If you sent her the text message, you sent her the text message. It doesn't matter who sent it first. You sent a message.
Right.
So I don't get it. It really doesn't make sense to me. Um, there has to be something deeper there than her, because you don't want to jump on somebody because somebody said something about your husband. Something got to be true at this point. I'm gonna believe that some of the things that you were saying, because it's like, stop talking about my husband because y'all in a good place now. That's fine, but these were the things that you said, and I talked about what happened on the show at that time, and that's what I did. You know, um.
Mm-hmm.
So was she wrong? Yeah, she's basically reviewing.
Well,
She's
you a
reviewing
doctor
the
number
show,
one.
huh?
You a doctor number one. You are a doctor.
She ain't board certified. I'm sorry.
She
Let me
not.
stop.
She
No.
ain't.
So let me tell, because there's a running joke between all the doctors on the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
That doctors who can't get board certified go and get the specialization that she went to go get when her and Scott started having problems and she was
Mm-hmm.
never at home. That's the
Mm-hmm.
running joke between all of them. So
Oh,
yeah, that's the running joke. So I don't know that she's board certified. That's all I'm
but
gonna say.
but here's my thing though. You ain't no you gotta present yourself better than that.
Yep.
You
You right.
gotta present yourself better than that
Yep.
because folks already think us being black, we hood and ghetto and we
Yeah.
always love to fight and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You just feeding that fire right there.
Yeah.
That's why I was so impressed. I'm gonna go back to last week's episode of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
I was so impressed with Garcelle because she could have lunged because she was right next to Cal
Mm-hmm.
when Cal was trying to defend what Diane was saying, that her son should have penciled out her name before retweeting that awful
That
tweet.
baby is 14 years old. I'm
Right.
not thinking about crossing your name out. Stop,
And
girl.
so one of those other Atlanta housewives or married to medicine women would have lunged after Cal.
Baby.
However, Garcelle said, "I'm classy. I'm just gonna curse you out one good time." Say, "What the hell are you effing kidding me?"
Yeah.
So with me trying to protect my son, y'all expect for me to save all of y'all? Y'all lost y'all dang mind.
Absolutely. Because had the shoe been on the other foot, had the shoe been on the other foot.
And see,
So
I think that's why Sutton said she needed to apologize because she should have said something.
she
But she
absolutely
was
should have. Because y'all scared. What bothers me is you got the queen bees in the group, or the ones who think they're the queen bees in the group. And they don't want to. You got the ones that are more subservient and are not, HBCICs in charge, or whatever you want to call it. You have those women who they're not gonna open their mouth and they're not gonna step up because they don't want the confrontation, they don't want to get into an argument or disagreement, which is really, really crazy to me. Yeah,
right.
yeah, really
So
crazy to me. Um,
so
so
but
yeah,
you know what? They also went after that Chinese girl too. So It wasn't just Garcelle. It was that Christina
No. And
girl.
I'm not, but that's another person. Not gonna say fully person of color, but that's another person that's not white. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm. So
regardless,
that's what I'm saying. They
we
was
don't
they
need
was
to be in
not
those
going
spaces
after
with
one
them folks.
another as a white folks. They
Yeah,
was going off of people of non-Caucasian.
right. Persuasion. Um,
I'm eating on some chips and dip, so I'm
that's
sorry.
fine. I never got my snacks because my child was supposed to go to the store and get. They didn't drink all my Sprite. They drink everything. They just. It's like you know. He's going now. But they just be taking.
Mhm.
Taking from their mama. Um. So yeah, I think that what we truly need to understand is that it's not okay for us to be in those spaces and be mistreated.
Right.
And I think that's a big issue. Um, moving on. Real Housewives of Atlanta news. Cynthia Bailey and Mike Hill are officially divorcing after what 2 years of marriage.
2 years, but they probably didn't even spend that much long time together because of their
Yeah,
schedule.
because I feel like Cynthia was still being bi-coastal.
Hmm.
There's a picture that's surfacing around.
But
Uh,
this was after they separated, though.
what?
He was talking with him with some girl doing some dancing or something like that.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a picture that was released after they had announced their separation.
Hmm.
But I just left the door open. Um, so that's fine. But you could have closed the door. That's all I'm saying. Um, huh? I don't know. Doritos. I'm not sure. Did you get the card out? I I don't know.
But it's not a surprise to me. It's not a surprise.
Get Jalen a drink. Get away from me.
Y'all, number one, y'all got married too quick.
I don't think they got married too quick. They have been dating for a minute. Maybe about a year or two.
Mm, okay.
I think they have been dating for a year or two because I think that they met on Steve Harvey. Uh,
Hmm.
right. I think it.
I
I
know
think
Steve Harvey, like, dang.
right because you ain't the matchmaker you thought you was, Steve. Um, but here's the thing too. I think there were some warning flags because Mike was a known and admitted cheater.
Hmm.
And I don't know that that's something that you can. Now, I will say this: I do think that at times, the right woman comes along, and a man changes his behavior or what he's doing. I don't feel like Mike was the type because first of all of your friends are women. You ain't got no homeboys that you hang out with and you kick it with. Is it all your friends women? Some just no. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Uh at all. I don't know how I feel about that. Um I don't know. But you know what? Last year sometime or maybe earlier this year, there was some there were some rumors that Mike had made some disparaging comments about their marriage early on. And they hadn't even been married a year at that point. It probably was last year. They hadn't even been married a year. And so my thought behind that is I'm confused as to why we were so maybe they were already having problems at that point in time. I don't know. I don't know if this means that Cynthia will be back. Maybe not this upcoming season, or maybe mid-season return, maybe a friend of the show, which I think Cynthia should have been a friend of the show a long time ago. Just my thought process. I think the most interesting thing about Cynthia, besides her beef with Nene, was Peter Thomas. Who needs a peach? I need y'all to get him a peach quick, fast, and in a hurry because he's getting on my nerves. He's popping up everywhere. I'm sick of seeing Papa Smurf. Um, so yeah, we got that has happened. There's reportedly another Real Housewife couple, also Love and Marriage DC couple that are calling it quits. And it's reported that Monique Samuels has filed for divorce from Chris Samuels after 10 years of marriage. I don't know how to feel about this because I was forever rooting for them. Um, there were some cracks in their relationship that was starting to show from what I saw on Love and Marriage DC.
You see? Mm-hmm.
I think reality TV is hard already as a person. As a couple, when you don't have control over what's being shown of you, when you don't have control over certain things, I feel like that's a problem. Even when you seem to have control, as Martell and Melody seemingly had control because they are executive producers of their show over at Love and Marriage Huntsville, it's still a mess. And I think at this point, for that the franchises over at OWN, there may have already been some cracks in the relationship, but right now, common denominator is Carlos King. Also, I need everybody to hear me out and hear me out clearly. I feel like Funky Deneva needs to be the host of the Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion. Additionally, I think Funky Deneva needs to host.
Okay, I'm sorry. Who is she?
You don't know who Funky Deneva is?
Mm-mm.
Have you ever seen Claudia Jordan and Star Jones' ex-husband on Fox Soul with the other guy? He used to dress up in wigs and stuff and do like the commentary for the Real Housewives shows.
So
And
it's a guy.
it's a guy, but his name is Funky Deneva.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen him. Yes, you have. You done seen him before. I promise you have. Look up, Google Funky Deneva while you sitting up there munching on your chips. Google Funky Deneva. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The reason why I say that is on this past week's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, he came to town and he broke down Marceau and Letitia's relationship. And I don't even have this on the docket to talk about, but I just wanted to say I think he would be a great host because he calls the people out. You ain't never seen Funky Deneva? As much as you watch Real Housewives and all the reality TV commentary, you ain't never, baby. Fucking Deneva been in the game for he the original DJ Richie Sky, except with the wig. I promise to God, because he used to review all the shows. He even hosted one of the reunions of one of the real Love and Hip Hops, if I'm not mistaken. He is, when I say he's good, he's good, and I think. I feel like Andy, as well as Carlos, don't need to host the reunion shows of the shows that they produce. I think that y'all need an outside person because, first of all, Andy's getting, in my opinion, a little lazy, unless that's just the way y'all are editing these reunions, because he's not asking the questions that we need answers to. And putting a little bit more.
Or they've been edited out.
Right. Or they've been edited out, one or the other. So I don't feel like you're holding people accountable on the shows. So I think that we need I like when Nicki Minaj came and did the last half of Real Housewives of Potomac. I like that. We need some outside sources. Just my thought process. I think we should see how that goes because it's not working with y'all being at the forefront because y'all ain't doing what we need to be done on these shows. I'm just putting it out there. I think Funky Deneva would be excellent to do that. I'm just putting that out there right now. Maybe even a DJ Richie Sky. I need these questions answered because they really break down the shows when we go and watch and look at what's going on. They really break it down. So shout out to all of those YouTubers out there that have been reviewing reality shows and talking about them and discussing them and doing their thing.
In fact, one of them, Kempire. Do you listen to Kempire?
I love Kempire.
You know they featured him on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
I did not know that.
They did a snip. And I said, oh, it's not Kempire.
Right. I didn't know that at all. But
Yeah,
yeah, so
about Kathy Hilton was, what he did, what she so called allegedly did. He did a little a little video about, and then they was like, it's all over the blogs and YouTube, and then they showed him. So shout out to Kempire.
shout out to Kim Byer, DJ Richie Sky, Funky Dineva, as well as House of Aaron. Love you guys. Y'all are doing y'all thing. We don't we give brief synopsis of the shows. We don't get into it like y'all do, play by play. So y'all really help us put our show together. So shout out to all of you guys who we follow on social media. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I have on reality.
Hold on, I was about to say something.
Before I start getting into the mess, the mess.
Okay, so Nene Leaks is thinking about selling Lanithia Lounge.
Oh God, I forgot about that. Okay, so Nene's son, 23 years old, had a
Is
heart
that the
attack.
youngest one, right?
That's the youngest one. He had
He
because the
had
oldest was like
a
30 something years
stroke.
old.
He had a
Uh,
stroke.
yeah, he had a stroke. And has congestive heart failure. And so the word on the curb was she had sold it. That was initially the report. Um, because her son had this incident. I'm like, huh? So she came back and cleared it up, and she's considering selling the Lanithia Lounge, which I think the Lanithia Lounge has been doing good from what I've seen. But maybe it would be too much for her to try to handle and deal with also trying to handle and deal with her son's recovery. Um,
Or is that just an excuse?
no, I don't, because her son actually was running the Lanithia Lounge.
Right, but I'm just saying, is she in any problems that she needs to
I hadn't
solve?
heard that she had any problems as far as the Lanithia Lounge was concerned. I hadn't heard,
Not with the lounge, with her personal finance.
but I mean, she's getting she got the Lanithia Lounge. She has other things. She just got reportedly got a settlement from Bravo. I don't know for how much. I don't think she's having any money problems, and she sold her house. So I don't know what money problems Nene could be having. Um, I can't hear you. Um, and I hadn't heard of anything that's alarming. You know what I'm saying? What she sold the house for, I know she moved into a condo from the house. What she sold the house for, it only took a fraction of what she sold the house for to pay the condo, and she probably paid the condo in full.
Yeah.
So I don't know that Nene's having any money problems. Just my thought process.
Yeah.
From what I could tell, she's still been doing some things, not a whole lot, but she's still been doing some things behind the scenes. So I don't know. We'll see. She still got plenty of followers on YouTube, so if that's monetized, she maybe get some money from that. Like I think Nene is fine. I don't think it's a problem. I think I think the issue with Nene is that she felt like she got blocked from a lot of opportunities, and I agree. I think she did because she bit the hand or didn't kiss the hand and decided to
Mm.
take a stand. And I think that's the only issue that she has right now. So it may be hard for her to find opportunities because she's been labeled as a difficult person to work with, which I don't 100% agree with that. I know because what we got to understand is, although this is reality TV, y'all also have to understand that this is a persona, this is a role that they have to play. I was watching Tammy, they interviewed Tammy on something, I can't remember what it was, and she was breaking down like how the whole the basketball wives situation went when she came on, because she'd been on reality TV before. So she
Mm-hmm.
knew, they tell you, the producers tell you what they need out of a scene. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not completely and totally unscripted, which we all knew that to begin
Right.
with, but it's not completely and totally unscripted. So with it not being completely and totally an unscripted situation, the thing that we are having to come to grips with, when we're looking at it, is we think a lot of this is real life. Candace and Portia apparently got into it on the girls' trip, but guess what? They the best of us on these lives. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know, right?
So we don't know what is and what isn't, and what role they're playing and what role they aren't playing. So those are just some of the things that I want to say. People are put there for specific reasons to stir the pot, or to not stir the pot, however that goes. And then they put certain people in certain situations so that if the pot gets stirred, they can cause commotion and confusion so people will watch the show. That's how it works. So I believe that Nene, I think she helped a lot of people get on to the Real Housewives of the Atlanta. I think she was responsible, definitely responsible for Marlo being on there. Um, Definitely responsible for Kenya being on there. Like, she's responsible for those things. So um just gotta see how that goes with Nene, or if they will ever. I think Nene is good TV. No matter how you slice
and
it.
even Kenya said it. Kenya
Yeah,
said she want to need me back.
she wants
Yeah,
Nene
brother,
back. She wants Portia back. She wants, it's people that she wants back because they make the show better, and they do. They're very, very good TV. So we'll see how this goes. And how long Bravo's gonna keep trying to bring new people on and trying to shake it up and all this stuff, and we'll see. We shall see. Um so I think I'm done with reality.
Yeah.
We'll talk about BravoCon. I'm gonna watch I watched Salt Lake City this past week, and then
I gotta catch up on it because I haven't been watching it.
It's only like 2 or 3 episodes.
It's 3 episodes.
Is
but
it? Yeah.
Mary, without Mary, it's not just it's wild.
But no, it's still good. I'm not gonna take that away because right now we got this case looming over Chin, and then the cousins are about to get into it. And it's gonna be longer drawn out, and then Meredith and Lisa are still into it. So it's still good. I miss Mary. I definitely miss Mary, but it is still good. I just want to put that out there and let you know that right now.
Okay.
So yeah, it's really, really still good. So I am caught up on it because I did miss the 3rd episode this past week, so I did do that, and then I'm gonna watch Real Housewives of Potomac as well as Married to Medicine tonight. We're gonna start with this debate that I missed because I just could not. Herschel Walker and Senator Warnock had a debate. I did not watch it. Did you watch it?
No, I did not watch it, but I saw clips of it.
Let me say this, y'all.
It was a hot mess. Okay, one thing that he did, Herschel Walker did, was have a prop, and he knew he was not supposed to have a prop of a badge, of a police badge you can buy at any Dollar Tree or dollar store or wherever.
Yes.
His words, it was like he was just stating a lot of rhetoric. Really, you know what I'm saying? He was just the stuff that he was saying didn't make any sense. You like, what?
First of all, I think mental health should be something that is checked on before you run for any office. Apparently, he has some type of money. Somebody believes in him. Otherwise, he wouldn't be running.
No, this is what it is. The GOP is like, okay, these folks want black folks. Let's pick our own black person.
But that ain't the right person.
They pick any black person that's gonna do whatever they say. Herschel Walker is their monkey, and I'm sorry to say that. Is their puppet. Let me rephrase that. Not the monkey, is their puppet.
They probably see him as a monkey.
Yeah. A monkey puppet. How about that? And so they was like, well, if they want a black folks, let's give them a black person. But we gonna tell them what to do and what to say. Come on now.
Yeah.
Do I believe that he paid for somebody to have an abortion? Absolutely.
And he has kids by different women.
And one of his oldest sons is on TikTok talking about how y'all do not vote for this man. He is not whom he said he is.
Well, I mean, we know it don't take a brain surgeon to know that.
I know. But he just saying, he's saying, you know, he's this and he's that, but he's not.
Oh no, we know that. We know you ain't never served as no police officer. We know that. You play football and you done got hit one too many times in the good spot. That's what's going on. They need to be looking at your brain right now for any kind of crazy activity because you done got hit one too many times, my guy. It's
One too
crazy.
many times. One too many
I
times.
listen, I think that everybody in Georgia has sense. I really do. Y'all have sense enough to put Senator Warnock in office. I
And
feel
then
like
they're trying to go after him, talking about how his church evicted people. I don't understand what that means.
how did his church evict people?
That's what I heard that about. They was talking about that.
I saw Herschel walk. So when we went out of town, we went to Atlanta, and to Hilton Head. When we went to Hilton Head, you can still see a lot of Atlanta stuff in Hilton Head because it's not that far from Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, his ads were running in South Carolina as well, so I got to see some of Herschel Walker's. I didn't see Senator Warnock so much. I did see Herschel Walker's ads. I think I might have seen one when we were in Atlanta, but Senator Warnock, I mean not Warnock, Herschel Walker. I'm gonna need y'all to. I know y'all got sense in Georgia. I know y'all do. Just go on to the polls and go on and put Warnock back in that position. Let's not vote for Herschel. Herschel is not what's gonna be good for y'all. He don't
Mm-mm.
have sense. He does not
He don't.
to do what needs to be done. I think they're gonna eat him alive
Mm-hmm.
in the Senate. Let's
Mm-hmm.
not do that. Let's just
Mm-mm.
not let's do something different.
Mm-hmm.
And not Herschel. I don't know what he's talking about, what they're referring to with the, and I'm gonna look into that a little bit more to see what those allegations are about. But it doesn't make sense unless the church was building, and maybe people lost homes as a result of land that was purchased. Other than that, I don't see how they evicted people, and that in that that's not an eviction. People have to agree to move in order for you to do any type of expansion. Um, so I'm gonna look into that a little bit more. We'll come back to that.
Mm-hmm.
Update on Brittany Griner. I don't know when, if they are going to bring her home. I do know that she spends 23 hours a day in a small cell with two other roommates. Which is awful in my opinion. But that's not, prison is awful, period. But
Mm-hmm.
a Russian prison has to be worse
Mm-hmm.
than whatever we would be able to go through. Um, I definitely, my heart goes out to her family. They haven't had much contact with her. I think she wrote a letter that was read. They're still trying to fight. I'm still disturbed by the fact that people still don't get it and understand what this is. And a lot of people, well, why is she playing overseas? She shouldn't have been playing for that team anymore. She's played for that team for
They
years.
don't make money in the United
They don't
States.
make money. And here's the thing that really bugged me. So one of my Facebook friends made a post this past week talking about how the WNBA is a fairly new organization. So they
It's been
wouldn't
around for at least
they
a decade.
oh
I
no,
want
for
to say it.
over a decade.
Right,
No,
that's what
no,
I'm
no.
saying. I said at least a decade.
Well,
At the
so here's
least.
the thing. So and I'm gonna say this. It's almost as if you know how you have parents who, when their child turns 18, they want to put them out in the world and tell them to just
Mm-hmm.
survive and figure it out, but you haven't given them any tools to do what needs to
Right.
be done. It's almost like that. It's like, well, you got to struggle like I did. I don't want my kids to struggle like I did.
Mm-mm.
You see what I'm saying? I don't want
Mm-mm.
them to go through some of the things that I went through. I want them to be
Right.
better. So this organization is 20 plus years old. Okay. 20 plus, because they had WNBA games when I was in college. I've been out of
Mm-hmm.
college for 20 years at least. Okay. So
When you have some of the basketball players retired, okay, it's been over 20 something years.
Right. Cause Cheryl Swoops and our girl Lisa Les, all of them played in WNBA. They good and
Mm-hmm.
retired. Okay, they retired. So
Retired.
what they were saying was, when the NBA first started, the guys weren't getting paid that much. Well, let's talk about how when the NBA first started, our economy was a whole lot better than it is now. We're in the middle of inflation to the extent that we're at right now at this point. Not only that, there was not the way media and everything is set and structured now. It was not the same back then when the NBA was started that it is now. So they had to struggle in order to get the success. Then it was like half of y'all can't even name one WNBA player. I actually can. She's over in prison right now in Russia. Definitely can. There are some other ones. Do I watch the WNBA? No. If it's on and I'm at the house, ain't nothing else to do, yeah, I watch it. So I have to be better as a person while I'm saying these ladies should be getting paid more. They also aren't advertising a lot. The championship game, I didn't even know that junk was on.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all aren't advertising and putting in. I feel like
It's like right after the NBA championship.
I know when they start, I'm talking about their championship game. I know when the games start, when they start their season. I'm saying I didn't even know the championship. I didn't know the championship game took place until like maybe 2-3 weeks. We didn't know. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So things like that, the drafts. We didn't know when the drafts took place. They had the draft in a conference room in a hotel. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about at like a Holiday Inn hotel conference room. So if people invested more in the WNBA instead of saying, well, they just gonna have to pay their dues, that's ridiculous. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it definitely doesn't make sense to me. Period. If that's what we doing. They gotta have a women's league because the way the guys play, the girls are physical too, but the way the guys play, they're pretty physical. And Draymond Green had a jumped on one of the women players and talking noise on basketball court during practice, he probably wouldn't be on the team no more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I know they have to have separate as far as that's concerned, but we all need to do our part to contribute to how they do their thing and how they are portrayed so they can get paid more money, because that's ridiculous. And then for them to be told we're not going to say anything about Brittany Griner, that's the thing that really burned a hole in my behind, is they were instructed, the WNBA, the NBA, all of them were instructed to not say anything about Brittany Griner. Specifically instructed to not say anything. Crazy.
Very much so.
So in Fayetteville, North Carolina, there's a young lady by the name of Jelana Dunlap. You sent me that TikTok about Jelana. Was approached by I don't know if they have state troopers or officers at in Fayetteville when she was out doing her job. This took place in September. I'm sorry. Hold on, Lord Jesus. You know how your phone be trying to spell for you. So she was taking pictures of a property in for her property manager boss, and they assaulted her. They tried to pull her out of her car while she was still in her seatbelt. They were asking for her identification. North Carolina is not a stop and frisk state, so it's illegal for you to ask me for my identification. I don't know if anybody called the police on her while she was taking pictures of the property, but she wasn't charged with anything, period. And so they are investigating. Of course, she has attorneys, and she is suing. Now she is itty bitty thing. She our little 5'2". She's 22 years old. And she's she's a property manager. I'm sorry, but her boss, the company that she worked for, she was taking photos of a private property on behalf of the owner so that they can probably release it. I'm sorry. Let me back up. She was taking photos of the property on behalf of the owner, which she recently learned about people illegally dumping furniture and garbage at the site from the city. She was taking the pictures, so she was hired to do so. And after taking the pictures, she returned to her car, and two Fayetteville police officers who were looking for a suspected fugitive asked why she was at the property. She responded, provided her name, and explained to her that she was taking pictures for the owner. She said an officer asked her to provide identification. She declined, knowing that North Carolina is not a stop and identify state, meaning that Dunlap was illegally obligated to provide her ID if she had not committed a crime or was on it, or was, I'm sorry, suspected of committing a crime. I'm so sorry. They didn't. You know what I hate when these websites, they don't edit. Y'all need to edit. I know my storage checks out. I know that if I haven't done anything wrong, I shouldn't have given my ID. I shouldn't have to give my ID. She said the officer continued to demand the photo ID, at which point she began recording the encounter with her phone because she said she feared for her own safety. Soon after, she said another officer reached in the vehicle and grabbed her left hand. She can be heard asking them to stop. Officers tell her to get out of the vehicle. When she doesn't, they tell her to stop protesting. She told the officer that she would get out of the vehicle if they let go of her hand. The cell phone video she released does not show the start of the encounter, and it seems that I'm sorry, this is the wrong, whatever site this is. Let me come on over here, cause oh my god. All right, so hold on, and that ain't it neither. They did ask for them to release the body cam, which I think what we saw, I don't know if that was I think that was a body cam footage that we saw on the TikTok, if I'm not mistaken.
But either way it goes, they wrong.
Yeah, they are. They absolutely are.
Now, did they say that the police officers got any kind of
they haven't said that they've been arrested. I know that they are taking legal action, and rightfully so. They absolutely should, because that was wrong. And then I think there was a remark that I don't know if they had it on the TikTok or not. They said they were tired of Black people being insubordinate to police officers, which is why they approached her, which was crazy, and dealt with her and handcuffed her unlawfully. This has got to stop, man. Again, if y'all don't want to police us, y'all want us to be your slaves. This is not slavery time. It's not slavery time at all. I don't see where the policeman, now the story that we talked about last week where the 17-year-old was in his car eating a hamburger, that police officer has been arrested.
So he was wrong.
Yeah, he was definitely wrong, but these two officers were wrong as well. They should not. This is not a stop and identify state. It's not a stop and frisk state. There is no way y'all should have stopped her. Once she told you what she was doing, that should have been the end of it. She was working. She was at work. And you did that. It's crazy. I remember there was a furniture delivery guy or UPS man or something that was trying to deliver a package in a gated community, and somebody called the police on him, and he was crying, like in tears, because it's like, I'm trying to do my job. I don't want to lose my job, and y'all are taking me through all these changes. Why do I have to go through this? And I'm just doing my job. And she
Right.
had every right to not show them her ID.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like y'all would have had a problem with her either way. Because first of all, y'all approached her. Y'all was supposed to be looking for somebody else. Y'all approaching her like she's a fugitive. Stop.
Right.
It's crazy. Um, yeah.
And I wonder what's the race of that fugitive.
I don't know. They didn't say what the race of the fugitive was. But I'm almost willing to bet that almost willing to bet that it had nothing to do with
Right.
her.
Right. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That could have been a white fugitive they looking for.
Could have been. Could have
Mm-hmm.
absolutely been. Um, so I done about lost my train of thought here. Let me see where else I'm going here before we get on Kanye's one. Megan Thee Stallion, did you see her last night on SNL?
No, I did not, but I
Okay.
heard she was good.
I heard she did a good job. She was funny on all her skits. Of course, her performances were awesome. Now, here is the thing with Megan. Megan's house just got broken into recently. So she's thinking about taking a break from performing for a minute. Her anxiety is, I'm sure, super high, especially since the incident that happened last year in regards to her being shot in her foot by that Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so she's really shaky and doesn't really know who to trust or who she can trust. So um, she's thinking, definitely considering taking a break, and I'm super sad about that. Because I like her and I like what she's doing. I just like her. She's like the little niece I ain't never had. So I want her to win. I'm rooting for her. She's doing something. I saw a promo where she was in a Stranger Things chair and had the nails,
Mm-hmm.
Stranger Things nails. So she was just in She-Hulk, the past season of She-Hulk. She had a cameo appearance in that. So she's doing her thing and getting her bag, and I love it. And
Mm-hmm.
she's everywhere, it seems. Um, I want to talk about female rap beefs. Because apparently Nicki Minaj has plenty of them.
But
And
it's not just her. I mean, it's just not. It's other folks too.
what you
She
mean?
got beef with a lot of people.
She got beef with a lot of people, but guess who the common denominator is?
Huh?
N- uh, yes, she's the common denominator in all of the beefs. I don't
Hold on.
understand, Nikki. Why?
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna send it to you.
Because if
But I.
somebody is doing a little bit better than me, you should want everybody to win. And all of these
Mhm.
girls coming in the game, they look up to you. Like you should have looked up to Lil Kim coming in the game, coming through the
And
door.
you had a beef with Little Kim.
Well,
Had
part
beef
of
with
that
Little
was
Kim.
part of that was really Kim's fault. I really feel like a lot of that was Kim. I love Lil Kim, and she should have paid homage to Lil Kim, and she shouldn't have gave in to the beef and the garbage. But when Lil Kim explained the beef, and she said I probably shouldn't have blamed her for it. She admitted that, but at the time she said I was in my feelings because all of the stuff that Nicki Minaj came out with, I had met with Cash Money. We was gone. Not yeah, Cash Money. We were gonna do that whole thing that they brought Nicki Minaj out with. I had recorded. She had recorded some of the songs that Nicki Minaj. She had already had recorded some of the songs that Nicki Minaj had recorded. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so things like that. You know,
Yeah. I'm
uh,
trying to find it. It's a thing on TikTok we're saying.
yeah, it's
Some of
fine.
the
We're gonna
people.
talk about it. We ain't gonna talk about it today because it's a lot. Because
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of layers to it. But we're gonna talk about
Mm-hmm.
it. We might table that for next week. But once you find it, make sure you send it to me so I can include it in our discussion next week. Because when I tell you, I even with the Cardi B situation, Cardi B gave her every opportunity, every opportunity to you know stop, and Nikki
Right.
kept on. So Um, here we go. So Kansas City Police Department, um, are trying to shut down rumors after the lady is a black woman escaped from a sex dungeon after being kidnapped by a white man. The community leaders and activists have been saying that there is a serial killer in the neighborhood because a lot of black women in the area have come up missing. They did arrest the white man. His name is, hold on. His name is Timothy Hazlett Jr. He's a 39-year-old male. And a 22-year-old black woman who escaped last Friday. She escaped bondage after being kidnapped and sexually assaulted in the basement of his Excelsior Springs home. Um, and so, according to her, he whipped her, raped her repeatedly. She was able to make her escape after about a month of being captured. And the man took when he took his child to school. So he got a whole child while he doing this. She sought help from neighbors, and they got. She was still wearing a metal. He had a metal collar around. Oh my God, around her neck. Um, that authorities had to remove. She also said that he killed some of her friends. Um, so now they're investigating that. I'm hoping and praying that they find more so they can get him. And get him, make sure he is locked up for good. But they've been kind of dismissing it, and of course we say this all the time that the black woman is the most unprotected person in the whole wide, unprotected, disrespected person in the whole wide world. And I really think if it was a string of white women, this would have been more outrage across
Right.
the board. More
Yep.
outrage across the board. So I think it's sick that y'all just want to push this to the side because it's black women that are coming up missing. That's crazy. So I'm hoping and praying that they get on top of it. But they said the claims were completely unfounded. Although you have proof of a woman who's actually escaping, who knows she's been there for a month and she know people have been killed. That's the thing. And she's telling you, hey, some folks got killed while I was here. They need to listen. This is crazy. I hate this. I hate that their community is going through that. Um, we'll see. All right. So
Now,
Candace,
I
mhm,
was gonna say, did you hear about this pastor, first lady in Decatur, Georgia, who got killed in the
no.
middle of the night, got shot in the head, and the
Mm.
husband, the pastor, is acting nonchalant about it. I'm gonna send you some stuff, and we can talk about it next week. But folks are like, look, he's suspect,
I mean, when you nonchalant about your wife getting killed, bruh. All right.
and then trying to make crocodile tears and stuff. So I'm gonna send you the yeah. Okay,
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay. So Candace Owens apparently has come out with a documentary saying that George Floyd was on something um when the police detained him. She's doubling down on her stuff and the truth about Black Lives Matter, blah 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 blah. The White Lives Matter shirt that Kanye wore, Candace has a matching White Lives Matter shirt. um I really hate talking about Candace Owens, but she brought a little tea to us this past week. She had Kanye and Ray J and Kid Rock on her red carpet at the premiere of her documentary. I don't think I'm going to watch it because I already know what it's going to say, and I don't want to throw any support behind Candace Owens. I definitely,
Right.
I don't want to contribute to the stupidity that is Candace Owens. But what I will say is this: having Ray J and Kanye there was a slap in the face for Kim because she and Kim Kardashian are going back and forth right now. Additionally, she released a recording that apparently, I'm assuming Ray J gave to her, where Kim Kardashian is recorded calling Whitney Houston a crackhead.
Oh, she
Um,
was talking real bad.
she was talking real bad about Whitney Houston. Um, which rest her soul, rest in peace. But she really drug Whitney through the mud. Because she was mad because Ray J was out with Whitney. Um, which is pretty crazy to me, but I digress. Um, so she brought us that, but I definitely don't want to, and she's in grave support of Kanye West right now. Um, which we gonna talk about old Kanye. Let me say this to y'all. I will preface this by saying I am a fan of Kanye West's music. I'm a fan of his music. Um, I've been a fan of his music for years. When he came out, I absolutely loved him. He produced some of the most amazing things for some of the most amazing rappers and artists before he got into the game and started doing his own thing. And initially, he came into the game not to produce for folk, although producing is what got him through the front door. Um, but he came into the game so that he could rap because he really, really wanted to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
My favorite album of Kanye West of all times is College Dropout. It's
Drop
my
out. Yeah.
favorite. I
Yeah.
love all his other stuff, but that is my favorite album. I could play it from start to finish. I know all the words.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love that. Graduation. I love that album as well. Late Registration. I love the albums. I love Kanye West music. He produces for other people. Um, he's done awesome things. To hear the stories about how some of the songs came about on his album, how he recorded stuff. He already had Jesus Walks recorded way before it came out. You know what I'm saying? Like when I watched Genius because I wanted to see what the inner workings were because he's an awesome artist and there is something in his brain allows him to produce such awesome music, right? But then there's the other part or the other side of Kanye that I strongly dislike. And of course, we will double down all day and say he has not dealt with the loss of his mom, and he is not. Let me put that out there right now. Kanye has not dealt with his mom's loss, period. He
Right.
continued to work, he continued to push forward. He did not stop to take some time to do what he needs to do. And so I think he has constantly been in a continuous mental breakdown. I believe that wholeheartedly. Until he deals with that, and they put him on all these medications. And let me also say this. I don't know if Kanye was on the medication before he got with Kim Kardashian, but Kanye started completely spiraling out of control. Not just a little
Mm-hmm.
bit, completely spiraling out of control when he got with that girl. I don't care what nobody say. They put him in a mental institution. He was on a whole bunch of drugs. He told the people when he had the interview with Charlemagne. He told him, "Hey man, they had me on all kinds of drugs." He probably does need to be on some type of medication now. And if you take, let me
Mm-hmm.
back up. If you take mental um drugs for mental illness, okay, it's like you're taking narcotics. It's like you're taking cocaine. It's like you're taking methamphetamines. It's like you're taking these crazy drugs that make you hallucinate and think crazy and do all kinds of stupid things, right? Um, that's what it does. So when you come off of that, you can have a psychotic break just coming off of those drugs. You see what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
ramifications to taking that, right? So
Right.
I don't know if Kanye was on the drugs before he got with Kim Kardashian. And y'all see the bottom of my screen. It says all commentary is alleged. I want to make sure that it's out there because I don't want nobody. I ain't got no money. You rob me. Look, you sue me. You just be practicing for the real thing. But I find it funny that this man has completely lost his cotton picking mind after he done got with old girl. That's all I'm gonna say. He was already kind of, he would say the things we want to say. He was the Bernie Mac of our time, right? When he said George Bush don't care about black people, everybody was like, oh my God, but he didn't. Where was the lie?
Right.
The way he treated the black people in New Orleans during Hurricane Katrina, where was the lie? I was like, he didn't lie. Because George didn't take his little lanky Milky Way behind down there to see what was going on. And those people were in the stadium. Y'all didn't send relief to those folks too much later. They went through it, and that was a traumatic experience for them to go through. And then went for your wife to say, well, these probably are better conditions than what they were living in anyway when they in the stadium.
Right.
Like, come on. I believe Kanye was telling the truth there. But I also want to say that I think that we also have to recognize when the people who we look up to industry-wise are wrong. And right now, yeah, you wrong, bruh. You wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You're wrong. So his Twitter and his Instagram accounts have been shut down. I don't know if it's last time it got shut down for 24 hours because Kim was crying tears when you was going back and forth with him. But I digress. And they had your boyfriend jumping in and making him a pawn. But I digress. And then, so I don't know if this is indefinitely that his pages are going to be shut down. Additionally, his partnerships with Reebok, he said that Reebok did not honor the contract that they had because they were supposed to open up a Yeezy store.
Mm-hmm.
And they in 2023 they didn't want to honor that. So Kanye made some comments, and I found them
Mm-hmm.
that he made on Drink Champs, as well as on the interview that he did that with Tucker Carlson that didn't that they did not show when they edited it out. I don't think I'm saying that right. Oh God. So hold on. I'm trying to get to the comments. He made a comment. Hold on. Hold on. Planned Parenthood was made by Margaret Sanger, a known eugenics with the KKK to control the Jew population, Ye told Carlson. When I say Jew, I mean the 12 lost tribes of Judah, the blood of Christ, who the people
Mm-hmm.
know as the race black really are. This is who our people. This is who our people are. The blood of Christ. This, as a Christian, is my belief. This was in the unaired section of the interview that was obtained by the motherboard. It's he also reportedly told Tucker Carlson that fake children actors have been brought
Mm-hmm.
in his home to sexualize his children, in addition to the anti-Semitic insults. Of course, the Holocaust. Basically, when you talk about and I know Nick Cannon did this. And here's the thing: there are black Jews. Jesus was black. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care what nobody say. He was black. He was a black man. He was black. He had hair of wool. Wool means snappy hair. It means 4C hair. That's what bro had. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He was also a Jew. He was the king of the Jews. Okay. Not
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the stuff that happened and took place in Egypt, in the Middle Eastern region. Those were colored people. Y'all can't tell me that. Stop. Um. So J.P. Morgan Chase decided to drop Ye in his billions of dollars, saying that um they are. Hold on, let me try to see if I can blow this up. We are sending this letter to confirm our recent discussion with whoever is a part of his team that JP Morgan Chase Bank NA, the bank, has decided to end its relationship with Yeezy LLC and its affiliated entities, collectively the company, to provide the company with sufficient time to transition to another financial institution. We will continue to maintain the accounts attached as Exhibit A, and this is an attachment, including all related products and services until November the 21st, 2022. To avoid any transaction delays, we suggest that you stop processing company transactions and or using any products associated with the accounts 5 business days before the scheduled closure date set forth above. After that date, the bank will close any open accounts, and after deduction of any permissible service charges and pending transactions, remit all remaining funds. I'm sorry, in the form of a will remit all remaining funds in the form of a check delivered to the company at the address of record. We ask that you act promptly, transfer your business to another financial institution before November the 21st, 2022. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to call your usual bank contact. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Sincerely, JP Morgan Chase Bank. Reebok, JP Morgan Chase. There's a couple of other partnerships that he had. Now, I will say this: I probably about 10 years ago, Kanye was complaining about platforms and how they do us as Black people, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Um, and Sway suggested that Kanye do your own thing, start your own platform, do your thing. And of course, you don't know the answer, Sway. Well, how, Sway? How am I gonna do that? You don't have the answer, Sway. Well, he did admit in the Tucker Carlson interview that Sway did have the answers, because Sway did tell him you could do your own thing. You have the money, you have the means to just do your own thing. And he can't.
Right.
He could do Yeezy by himself. He doesn't have a partnership with Reebok. He doesn't have to.
Right. But
He can do that by himself.
mm-hmm.
He can do his fashion line by himself. He's a billionaire. He doesn't need those companies to do that. So again, I need Kanye to get some help. I don't think he's ever going to do that. Something's going to have to give to where he would have to get some help. I don't know. But regardless, he's gonna have to do something different. He's just gonna have to. He's gonna have to.
And okay. Hold on one second.
Okay.
I agree 100% what you said. No problem with it. But here's my thing. Stop doing things like the White Lives Matter shirt and then turn around and talk about how y'all doing, how Black people are being treated.
I mean, that's been his argument, the early part of his life. That was his argument. 10 years ago, this was his argument. And then now you are coming up with this White Lives Matter. And here's the thing. Because we say Black Lives Matter, it does not mean that the white lives don't matter. The white lives have always mattered. The white lives, it seems like the attitude is the white lives are the lives that only matter. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm.
What we're trying to say is our lives matter too. So if you stop me and I resist or whatever happens, don't use super excessive force, especially if I'm not armed, to get me to do what you want me to do. You can de-escalate the situation. You have training to do that. Because when white people are shooting up places, y'all don't shoot them. Y'all take them into custody, no problem. It's really crazy. So I'm not in agreement with White Lives Matter shirt.
It's just stuff like that.
He's gonna continue to do stuff like that. Yeah. He's gonna continue to do stuff like that. I'm sorry, because baby boy needs some help. He needs some help. We got to stop using his mom's death as an excuse as to why he's doing all this stupid stuff. We got to stop using that. I hate, my heart breaks for him because his mom was really like his best friend. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I saw that in the documentary. I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you need to go sit down and you got money to go sit down and work through your issues and your problems. And if you need medication for something, not just pumping you up with drugs to get you to calm down, because I really think that's what really took him over the boulder. Aside from the fact that he was grieving his mom, I feel like you need to get help for your situation. And a lot of people are like, well, why Kim let him do? Kim can't control. At the time that they were together, the only thing she could control was probably locking him up in a mental facility for the time that he was in there. But I don't think she can control him wanting to get better and wanting to get out of the state that he's in right now. He has to
Right.
want to get that help himself. And right now he's a billionaire, so I feel like he gonna have a T-shirt in a minute saying "Who gonna check me, boo?" Because right now that's his attitude. Um, he was on Drink Champs when he made some of those remarks. The Tucker Carlson interview, he made some of those remarks, and then the other podcast that LeBron James is a part of, they decided not to air his episode because they said they felt like it was a platform that he was using to spew hatred. And of course, LeBron James did not record that particular episode, so good for him. But this is what we got to deal with his mental status, and I don't think I definitely don't think that that's cool. Um, we got a couple of passings to discuss. One, Kevin Hart earlier this week lost his dad. Um,
Mm.
he and his dad has had a tumultuous relationship, but instead of him holding grudges and holding things against his dad, he welcomed his daddy in with open arms. He took care of him, made sure he had what he needed, and allowed him to be grandfather to his kids. So I'm glad that his dad did not leave here, um, or leave this planet without knowing that his son did love and care for him, and that his dad didn't leave the planet without um, Kevin making amends with his father. So
Okay.
I definitely, my heart goes out to him, because that's he already lost his mom, um, and now he does not have his father. So my heart definitely goes out to him and his family. Also, y'all, Angela Lansbury, she was 90. Hold on.
Shoot. 96. 96.
96 years old. Miss Murder, She Wrote herself. Mrs. Potts. Um, Angela Lansbury was the ultimate. Uh, I love Murder, She Wrote. That may be a show that I might go back and watch.
I know yesterday, Cozy Channel, the Cozy channel, Cozy,
Mhm.
that's all they played was
I
Murder,
love
She Wrote.
that show. I love that show. Um, so
But I
condolences
think one of my favorite movies that she was in, of course, was she was a teapot, Beauty and the
to
Beast.
the Beast. Yeah,
Um, and then also, she was in a movie with Judy Garland called The Harvey Girls. So
I've
it's
seen that
old.
a long time ago. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I loved her. In my mind, Angela Lansbury was like my nana in my head. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like that. I love her. I loved her acting. I definitely Murder She Wrote was my. Let me tell you something. That was my show. Um, it's kind of like a modern day Castle. That's what it kind of remind me of.
Or the female Perry Mason, but she's not the lawyer.
She's not the lawyer because she's a writer. So
Right.
so that's the thing. That's why I mentioned Castle. Because Castle is a writer. I don't know if you ever seen Castle or not. He's a
Come
he's
on.
a writer. It's the same premise. It's the same concept. He's a writer and he solves miss. They hired him. The police department hired him rather based off of the writing that he does. So he writes like mystery novels and thriller novels and that sort of thing. So he helps them based off of his knowledge from the research that he's done to write his books. He helps a police department solve crimes, basically is what it is. So yeah, I literally love Castle. I didn't watch all the seasons of Castle, but the episodes that I did see I like because it was funny. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. Push you in the frame of mind of Castle. So yes, I think that's gonna go on my to-do list on old school shows that we're gonna watch. Wendy, do we have anything else?
Oh, let me just mention one thing.
Okay.
Kim Kardashian. You went over the line when you wore Marilyn Monroe's dress just to walk up the Met Gala carpet, and as soon as you got in, you changed into a replica. You just could have just worn a replica in homage to Marilyn Monroe. But now it's alleged that she wants to wear Selena Quintanill's Grammy's dress, the white dress.
Listen, Quintanillas, unite. Y'all better stop that. Don't let Kim do that.
Come on now.
Don't let Kim do that.
You don't have the body for that dress.
Don't let Kim do it.
Don't let Kim do it.
Don't let Kim do it.
Kim, you wrong if you're trying to do it. What's the purpose of you trying to get into this woman's dress? Even when they did movies about Selena, they made a replica.
They did.
It was not the original dress.
I don't think the family's gonna let her do that.
They better not.
I don't think they are.
And I'm done.
Okay. Guys, make sure y'all check us out. Y'all can reach us at the Size Up on Facebook, the Size Up 2102 over on Instagram, the Size Up Official Podcast on YouTube. Make sure y'all are following, hit the notification bell so you can get notified when we go live, as well as share it, subscribe to the channel. We have 2 podcasts that we air on our Size Up channel, the Size Up, of course, and then It's On. Make sure y'all are definitely checking in with us. Get caught up on some of the episodes. A lot of the episodes are on our YouTube channel. My child is in the process of uploading episodes now. I don't know that they're going to be in order, but the fact that they will be uploaded is where we will be on that. So he's working on getting those uploaded as we speak. That's it. Wendy, I'm sorry. How can they reach you?
Okay, you can reach me. Facebook is Wendy Edingbourgh Smith. TikTok and Instagram is VLux76. That's V as in Victor, EELUX 76. My Mary Kay website, of course, is www.marykay.com/WEDINGBOURGH.
All right. And you guys can reach me, Vicskeyas Faith More over on Facebook and at Vicskeyas Faith at Twitter and Instagram. Look, this is fun. We want you guys to make sure y'all tune in. If y'all get any comments, make sure y'all leave us comments on the page and on the show. If y'all have any comments or anything to add to the discussion, if you got a show idea or you want to be a featured guest on the Size Up, make sure y'all hit us up at the Size Up 2102 at gmail.com, and we'll be more than happy to bring you on as a part of the show. We'll be back tomorrow night for It's On. What are we talking about tomorrow? Are we gonna talk about Bling Empire?
We need to talk about Bling Empire because I done saw it now. I done saw it.
So we're gonna talk about Bling Empire. I'm gonna go back in the 2 episodes I fell asleep on. I'm gonna go back and watch them, but for the most part, I have enough knowledge of said show to do.
I'm just happy for Kevin, and I wish all the best for Kevin to get back with his ex-girlfriend. She is gorgeous, more beautiful than Kim. Kim was like, looking at Kane, you knew about this. You lying. Why you lying to me?
But
What the hell
why
you
does
know?
it matter, ma'am? If you ain't into me, you don't want me. You tell me you don't want me. So I don't understand what the problem is. We're gonna talk about it. I'll have more from BravoCon. I'm gonna check out the clips. We're also gonna
Yes.
talk about Married to Medicine and Real Housewives of the Potomac.
Over the
We will talk
Potomac.
about that tomorrow as well. Um, I've been watching The Handmaid's Tale too. Do we want to just do a overall since we halfway through it? We want to just do an
I
overall.
don't know what I I was afraid to watch this past episode because I'm like I don't need for her to go back to Gilead.
So let's see where she going, because it's not they're saying why does she go back, but technically she didn't go back. So let me tell you what I think. You know the
So,
clip
so
you
did
see,
you
you know
see
the
it
TikTok
last
you
week?
sent me?
Did
Mm-hmm.
you see it
You
last week?
I did.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on, tell me what happened to her husband.
They took him away. They didn't I don't know that they killed him or disposed of him. They took him away and left her there with Serena and the guard.
Okay.
So Serena asked to go, but I feel like she had the opportunity to kill her. She did not kill her then. I don't know what's gonna happen because Serena is
I think Serena's happy that she killed dude.
with her husband.
Her husband, because you know she really didn't want to be with him.
She didn't want to be with him, and she was gonna turn against him. And I thought they were alluding to the fact that she was gonna get with the agent.
Mm-hmm.
But you're gonna see. Watch this week's episode. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. I think Serena's also breaking free as well.
Cause she about to be a handsmaid.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna catch up to her or not. I don't think she killed the guard because the guard had
Right.
on vest, a bulletproof
I
vest.
mean, what? Well, okay. Before this past episode, I kind of felt like they was gonna make her a handsmaid because she
Yes,
was
because
pregnant.
based off of how they've been treating her, how she's been, everything is similar. Also, the people, what the lady said on the thing, I don't think the people's house is in Gilead. I think their house is in no man's land.
Mm.
So watch the episode because what the
Okay.
lady said makes sense
Uh-huh.
on the TikTok.
Okay.
So watch it. You
Okay.
can watch it tomorrow. You can watch it tonight, or however you do it, depending on how that goes. Go on and watch it. So what's wrong? Oh, the mosquito bite. Go ahead and watch it so you can kind of get a feel for that and how that's gonna go.
Okay.
Yeah, go on and watch it. Don't be scared because nobody's dead per se. Well, somebody dies,
The
but not gonna be,
Putinum person.
huh?
The Putinum. I thought, yeah, the
Yeah,
Putinum.
the general dude. Yeah, he dies, and I think they're going to either try. And let me tell you this: I don't think they. I think they were trying to marry Serena off. I think initially that was what was gonna happen.
She was trying to get with that gray haired dude. She was slick trying to get with the gray haired dude. The
The dude
one,
that don't know what I like.
right, that he said he didn't see no future or nothing. Cause she was trying to slick get with him.
I don't think she was trying to get with him.
During the funeral, during his funeral, during her husband's funeral.
She
Watch it
trying to get
again.
with. I
She
have
was
to watch it
trying to
again because that ain't what I thought. What I thought was they were trying to sit her down because him and Nick are trying to do this new Bethlehem thing, right?
mm-hmm,
She
mm-hmm,
wants to continue the Gilead thing, and I thought what he was saying was they had no interest in her doing what she was trying to do. I didn't think she was trying to
mm,
get with him. That I think they're
mm,
trying to marry her off though, and I think this is probably how she's gonna become a handmaid because she's not. It's not. No, they were trying to marry her off. I think initially, but now I
mm.
think if they catch her, she's gonna end up being a handsmaid. This is my thought process. Um, so we'll see what happens. I hope they do
Yeah.
not kill Luke because we don't need Luke dead. But we
Mm-mm.
don't know because it was left up in the
And
air.
so he plays Obama. Yeah, you ever saw the first ladies on Showtime?
Yeah, I know he plays Obama. No, I haven't seen it, but I know he played Obama on there. He was also in Black Widow movie, the Black Widow movie.
Mm.
And he's from England. That's when I learned he's from
See,
England.
See all these English actors and stuff.
That's how I found out he was from England. Um, so yes, so here we are. Um, let's so we will probably do it since we like what was it, episode 6? Since we almost done, I think it might be safe for us to just do a total recap on that.
Total recap.
Yeah, since we about halfway through it. I don't we got shows that we normally talk about week to week. We're gonna probably have to get back in the mode of that. But for the
Mm-hmm.
most part, right now we just do the reality shows and do Bling Empire tomorrow, and talk about BravoCon a little bit more. So that's it. Make sure y'all tune in. Reality show reviews tomorrow, as well
Mm-hmm.
as we're gonna discuss BravoCon and we're going to review Bling Empire. And briefly discuss the spinoff because I did see the trailer for the spinoff at the end of this past season of Bling Empire. So I'm interested in kind of seeing where that goes and how the New York Bling Empire crew does it. Stay tuned. I think A New Love Is Blind is coming out on the 19th of
Okay, I was looking for it.
huh?
I was looking for it.
Yeah, October the 19th is when the new I'm not interested in seeing the after stuff because I don't care. I know what happens.
Gosh,
Nobody
that's so
survives.
stupid. Nobody survives.
Nobody
It's just
survives. So I don't
crazy.
I don't want to see that one. But yeah, so we'll be back here tomorrow night,
But
8
on the show it was those two couples that was they still remain married at the after thing. But then at the end, you know how they do the credits and they say what happened in the future. That's when we know that nobody survived.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. I'm good. I'm good on it. I'm real good on it. Because you're gonna see some type of breakdown between the couples, I'm sure, during the thing, right?
No, not
Not
really.
really. You're not
Not
gonna see.
really.
Okay.
Mm-mm. You gotta, it's the what's the dude, the Shay and the blonde headed girl that wanted the Shay guy, whatever the
Mhm.
guy with. Well, yeah, and then the Asian woman, she was talking about how the reason why they didn't ever back together was because he had text messages from the blonde haired girl that was not nice. That's basically all it was focused on, to be honest
Oh,
with
I don't care to see that. I'm good because I know they tried to make it work after the show,
you. Hmm.
and it just didn't work out. But that's all
So
I need to know. I
yeah.
don't care about what y'all do afterwards. All right. Well, hopefully this new crew will survive. We'll see because
Yeah.
I'm going to be watching on October
Yeah.
19th. All right. We out of here. Y'all have a great evening, great Sunday evening. Bye.